Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Friday sit rep. Coming up this Saturday is the Minifig Bonanza. Full disclosure, I don't know what a bonanza is, but we kind of had to put this together quickly. Basically, it's just going to be minifig grab bags. So we've got these bags loaded up with a bunch of rare figures, parts, etc. that we found. Each bag will include enough parts to complete 5 minifigures, but they won't necessarily all be cohesive, meaning that some will be full figures and some will just be parts. So we'll take a little closer look at what an example of that might be today, and then we also have the completion of phase 3 of the Randoverse. Yes, so it is in its prototype phase, going on pre-order today. So we'll take a little closer look at that as well. Let's dive on in. All right, and this week's featured pre-order is phase 3 of the Randoverse, and that is Dr. Hack's laboratory to kind of top off this tower. Bit of a different style showcase here because this is kind of more of a playset, and obviously still very much so in its prototype phase. Test Ninja is a good example of that, but you can at least kind of see the physical layout that we have in mind for this laboratory. We'll have some exclusive perfect caliber brick arms along with a bunch of custom printing as usual here in the Randoverse. But as you can see, our completed tower here is pretty dang epic for a 3-part series. This came together real nice. It'll definitely stick out in your Lego city, that's for sure. Lots of beautiful prints, and it'll be no different with the new lab on top. As you can see, we're really leaning into the mad scientist vibe for this final edition, which is awesome. I think that the cyborg wasteland, mutant wasteland, what have you, definitely has to have some sort of crazy scientist intermixing the randos and creating new variants of doom. So, and for those of you who didn't know, Mary has moved on to Lego, believe it or not, to join their design team over there. So this was kind of her final send-off, and we got it through to production so that she was able to complete the 3-phase series that is the Randoverse playsets. So thank you, Mary, for this final edition, and make sure to check out the website if you want to see some previews of all these awesome prints. But this is definitely a collection that a little bit different side of Brickmania, but really, really awesome. And we will, just like with the other ones, have a custom printed head with hair as an accessory, and then the torso and legs will be randomized. I think there's a couple of other elements in here too that are fairly random, but it'll definitely be decked out, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody wants to put a roof on this thing, what it would look like, maybe like some sort of glass observatory. So there'll be some room for some customizations there. I know we've got a lot of people who have been lighting up this whole rig as well, so make sure to check out Brick Stuff if you're looking to get some lights integrated into this build. Otherwise, it's now on pre-order. You can add some randos if you so choose. Have at it. All right, leading off our straight up new releases, we have a captured Japanese steamroller with USCB, designed by John Canepa. I should mention here too, well, we were in Brick Fair, Virginia. I guess we had a bit of a leak in the design room during some heavy rain, so there is some grime on this prototype model here. Grime not included for the actual build itself, so you won't have to worry about that. But nice little build here. It looks like we've got some printing right on that side there, kind of an interesting mechanism to pose that front steamroller part, the actual roller portion of it as well. Looks like we got rotating wheels, so that's good to see. That spins as well, so we do have some play functions. Very posable if you wanted to have it, you know, rolling over some bricks or whatever in a mock. It definitely looks right at home there. I think the Lambro is what this reminds me of right now, at least with this kind of cab configuration here. Looks a little similar to that kit we released previously. Otherwise, kind of a unique model and a nice addition to this lineup. Definitely something we really haven't seen before. Does include this minifigure as well, and because it's a captured steamroller, well, we've got to make sure that he's got a weapon to do his capturing with. So he's got the perfect caliber M1 there included as well. And you might be like, Dylan, but that just looks like a Marine. No, it doesn't, because look, it says CB on the back. See, very, very clearly there. It's a CB. So some nice little additional printing there as well. There you have it, captured Japanese steamroller as a straight up new release. All right, and for our standalone minifigure segment, we've got Landon in studio to talk about the modern German special forces. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, that's right. This guy first debuted in our ATV kit that went along with this minifigure. We were having a little bit of trouble sourcing some parts, so but we wanted to restock the figure, so we just opted to go standalone. We're also including this. It's a stand-in for the MG3,
right? Yeah.
which is almost the same thing as a World War II
The 42.
MG42. They're very, very similar in a lot of ways. Added a little bipod here to kind of see it in the configuration that you might see it on a battlefield today. There's some perfect caliber printing on that as well. A little subtle detail, but
Really nice.
I think it takes it to the next level there. So that's the gun that comes with the figure, plus the little bipod there, or you can put it on a tripod, whatever you want to do. It's vehicle mounted a lot, or you see them kind of carrying it around
Nice.
with a belt. So I don't know, some mods would be cool to see with this gun. The minifigure, he's got that fast helmet. So this is kind of based on the KSK. There's this is a pretty highly trained force here.
Yeah.
And they have gear that represents some of the cutting edge stuff of the German army at the time right now. And so we're seeing here from the top, we have this fast helmet, typical of special forces around the world. You're really seeing this pick up all over the world with the ComTac headphones there, and nice printing the German flag on the back. So that's a nice detail.
That's a little color.
Yeah, on the head, we have full 360 printing, which also is, I know a lot of it gets covered up when the helmet goes on, but it is just a cool detail. You can see the straps that just kind of peek down when the helmet's on. Some sunglasses on and a balaclava on there. And I got a lot of flack for this, so he's got that nose-looking thing. And I wouldn't have done that unless, like, it seemed to be very common that they would. So you can just imagine that they're wearing their balaclava a little bit lower, so they have increased airflow, I guess. Which you would see that a lot on the German guys. I don't know if it's part of their doctrine or something of their training that they
historically accurate nose.
So yeah. So whether or not that is actually a nose or just the balaclava lower, it's up to you. I don't know if that's like Lego blasphemy going on right here. Yeah, just an interesting detail. Microphone, and then onto the torso. Germany has this all new camo called Multitarn, and it's they had their legacy camo Flecktarn, which is actually represented on some of the pouches here. You'd see them mix and match a little bit, but this Multitarn is I guess in that multicam colorways to I guess sort of signify. You see like NATO and their allies wearing this multicam a lot, and I guess Germany wanted a camouflage pattern that would look like an ally,
Similar to it, sure.
Yes, but it is, I'm glad that they actually went with their own internal camouflage patterns. A lot of countries are just straight up using multicam or a very close derivative. And I think this one kind of preserves that national identity or whatever. So I always like seeing country-specific camouflage patterns. Multicam, very excellent camouflage, but it is a little bit, since it's commercially available, anybody can kind of get a hold of it. And that is, I think, a big drawback of that camouflage pattern, even though it is a great camouflage pattern.
Sure.
So this is cool to see that on the special forces here. Shoulder printing, both sides. We have the nice little pops of color. Push to talk button on top of that plate carrier, which wraps around. You see the radio on the back. In real life, it might be crammed in towards the front, that radio, but we're dealing with, I'm still playing around with different real estate on a minifigure. On the side, you got the pistol mag ammo pouches. I think they're in that Flecktarn color pass. That's more of like a legacy camo for that country, which I really like Flecktarn. It's a cool camo. Some grenade pouches on the side, ammo pouches on the front. What else am I missing? A little retention lanyard on the side, so he clips into a vehicle so it doesn't fly off, fly out of a helicopter, or whatever. What else? Combat pants. There's some country-specific thing I'm seeing going on here. They have these rectangles that I don't know exactly what material they are. You see it on the elbows as well. There's this plasticky kind of hexagon pattern on there And I'm wondering if that's some sort of, I don't know if it's specifically.
Extra padding or
well, yeah, it's maybe abrasion resistant, or if there's some like it lets you slide around a little bit. I don't know if this is some airsoft stuff going on here, but it kind of what it reminded me of a little bit. But so yeah, they have a little bit different. So here in the US, you might see the those combat pants having knee pads that kind of stick through the pants. This actually, the knee pads look like they're integrated on the inside.
Interesting.
And then you have these abrasion panels on the outside. So that's kind of one of the more recent developments I've seen with a combat uniform, which is interesting to see. Down on the bottom, you have combat boots, just some generic civilian purchase, I believe. I'm not positive if it's a German issue thing, but I think it might just be civilian combat boots.
Sure.
To round out this complete minifigure.
There you have it. Modern German Special Forces, now available on brickmania.com. Landon, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, and lastly here on the Sit Rep, we're taking a little closer look at some of the minifigures included in the upcoming minifig drop happening on Saturday, at 12 p.m. noon. We're doing our minifigure grab bags. Each one of these bags is going to include enough parts to create 5 minifigures. Some of them will be complete, some of them will be parts, and a lot of them are very, very old, discontinued from years ago figures. Some of them are Brickmania figures, some of them are Citizen Brick, etc. There's a lot from many different eras. So I'm just showing you an example of some of the figures that we're going to have included in that Saturday drop. Full disclosure, I don't really know what I'm looking at in a lot of these cases, to be completely honest. This is well before my time. But hopefully there are some of you out there who are able to recognize the gems. There's a nice mix. Like it said, I know some of them are well beyond the asking price. And some of them are just downright cool. Lots of ability to mix and match. Some rare discontinued figures, brick arms, accessories, all that kind of fun stuff. But they look cool. From what I've been seeing, what we've been sorting through, it definitely, you can tell that they're from bygone eras for a lot of these companies. As the technology has continued to improve and advance, artwork has become more detailed. But it's still cool to go back every once in a while. So not to mention the fact that this was quite literally like just a bunch of bags from old mocks, etc. that Brickmania has done, which is where we're getting these figure from. So these are being pulled right out of the warehouse, packed into bags, and then we'll be heading to your door. So a cool little piece of Brickmania memorabilia, and then not to mention the fact that you'll get your hands on some, look at that, interesting looking figures, to say the very least. Double head. But yeah, so I just wanted to sit down, give you guys a quick overview of some of these figures. I think I went through a bunch of them. That guy doesn't have a head. So you'll get some that'll look like this, etc., but then you'll get some heads or extra pieces floating around in there. Some of which I'm sure you'll want to use with your military stuff. Otherwise, it might just be good parts for other things. But as you can tell, there's a nice variety. So, 12 o'clock on Saturday, our time, CDT. We'll have them in the minifigure section as well as in the vault. Limit 1, grab your bag, see what you get, and enjoy. Take a look at one more guy here. Yeah. More double faces. Fun. We'll see you at noon. All right, that'll just about do it for a Friday sit rep here. Remember that drop happens this Saturday at exactly 12 p.m. CDT. Most of it will populate in the vault, but we'll also have it in the minifig category as well. So don't miss out on that. And then we've also got a new round of clearance items now on brickmania.com. So just check that on sale category if you've maybe been on the fence about a couple of items. We've done some fresh round of markdowns to kind of sweeten that deal there. So make sure to check those out. And thank you very much for watching.